Hello, everyone. Yes, TGIF it is. Thank God I found face. Alexander Abanoob, welcome to our community. Jays, how are you? Ingmar. Okay, let's take a look around.
Hey, Coach.
How are you? How are you, Ryan?
Yeah, all right, mate. You? Happy Friday.
Pretty good. Yeah. Hey, Scott Henderson, how are you? Okay, so Euro went to the pivot. See that red line? That's been there for a long time. It could have been enough for potentially some type of right shoulder. See this? But I'm just a little jaded, and I think next week, mainly because of this reading here, although it did diverge, but barely at 30, that there's still a possibility for one more push up in the dollar index, maybe just above 93, 93.10. Here's 93.20. And then I think we're going to get a pretty good break in the dollar. It may be starting from right now, but, just an example of patience. It wasn't this day. Okay. We did make a new low. And I have this kind of wedge line coming in next week around 1720-ish. So I think that's still a possibility. But I do think we're getting close to where, we're going to have a nice break in the dollar, and also the right shoulder in gold, something I've been talking about for a long time. You could see it on the daily. This is something we even talked about before we got down to 1747, which is almost exactly the same level. So it's not just it getting to a level. Now I want to see it do some work around here, short term, see what kind of break we get. If we get, this to me could still be a flag. Sometimes markets bottom on these types of smashes here, but I'd like to see it test these lows out again and see what the RSI is. 94.40 you're looking for? Okay, that could be. And that would take us down to about 1710 in euro. Yen's acting good again. The yen has been a very difficult trade. Looks like it's breaking down, right here. Then it negates it. Looks like it was breaking out. But this kind of means yields, and until the yen stops rallying, I have a hard time wanting to buy gold, and there's still a chance that the yen can make a move up towards this level up here. Here's the weekly, up around 112. It is a pretty nice week too. We're getting a nice candle here. So that would give us 1, 2, 3 up here. So as you guys know, I believe Fridays are great days to sign up and get comfortable with the platform. Okay, Jays, you have all weekend to get ready. We're in September, no more summer vacation. There are some potential problems on politically with the debt ceiling. NASDAQ still acting better, didn't quite get to 60%. And you know what, on this bounce in the S&Ps, look how much weaker they are. They couldn't even achieve a 50% rally yet. They possibly still can. And NASDAQ didn't quite get to 61.8. So we'll see. I still think there's a chance this is a failing rally. How about you, Ryan? Or you think we're just going to blow to new highs in equities? I hear McConnell is not. McConnell's not. Is going to play hardball about raising the debt ceiling.
Oh, we're in that zone again, aren't we? Where
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
side have to throw their toys out the pram because they can't
yeah,
be seen to agree. Obviously,
yeah,
it's going to be the same old, isn't it? They're going to bat it around till the last moment. Maybe it drags over the deadline, and federal offices start getting shut again, and eventually we'll get a deal. As far as the
yeah.
Nasdaq's
Okay.
concerned, yeah, it's like all the other stock markets. It could go either way at the moment, can't it?
Yeah. And what are you thinking about the dollar here? What are you doing in currencies?
Yeah,
Anything?
I've been saying this week it's like boat rocking, and we've been saying it as well. The market is just rolling from one edge of the range back to the other, back and forth. We spoke about here we are, euro dollar. Once 118 last week was the level. That's the level you tried longs off, and you shorted it at 119. That's
Yeah,
worked.
yeah.
Next level we highlighted was this 1750 level. I bought it yesterday at 1756. Got out some at 82 this morning. If we get to 118, a little bit more go. If we get above 118, you're not going to touch it till 1830, 1850,
Okay.
even 1880. But we're in these ranges while we're sitting waiting for the Fed and everything else going on. And last week I was reluctant. I didn't feel I was in the zone after coming back from holiday. But this week I'm just hitting those edges.
Okay.
Sell cable 139, buy it back into 138, and if it goes lower, great. Same with dollar yen. I'm long 109.12.
Yeah, I remember when we were getting hit that day, and
Yeah,
I
well, I was
thought
on
we were
the.
breaking down, and you said, "Yeah,
I did
I
it while
forgot how."
I was on the face. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did it
yeah.
while I was sitting
So
here.
that was a
109.
nice trade, man.
Yeah, I'm still in it. I got out some. I sliced it on the way up. Got out a bit more at 94, and here we are right this minute, breaking 110. I'll have a little cut again, maybe if we get towards 110, 15, 20. And we're in the same boat. If it gets up to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you've got to potentially look to short it.
Okay. Do you think that I'm, a little bit that I need some lithium to stabilize myself? Because I think we could go to 112.
Well, I've been waiting for it to go to 112 for about the last 6 months, I think. And
All right. Well, maybe all you have to do is wait another few weeks now.
blow a bit harder. Everyone
Yeah.
else can pile in and start buying it, and then we'll get there.
Ryan, you're new, so you didn't, I talk about it, but you never learned the cursor technique. So what you do is when you have a position on and you want it to move in your favor, you just put your cursor on the candle and you go 1, 2, 3, up, up. Anyway, and if that doesn't work, you put a magnet on your screen and try and drag it up there. Anyone
Turn it
ever
upside
try
down.
that? Come on, admit it. You guys have tried this before, haven't you? Give me a Y if you tried the cursor technique. Okay. He did. See, Alexander tried. Didn't work, did it? Anyway, I hope that we've given everyone collectively that we've laid it out on the floor for everyone this week. The way to say thank you is to subscribe. If we've helped you this week and you've made a few pips, roll them into a membership.
Yeah, and it's just the few weeks I've been in the room, just seeing all the other guys posting their trades and the analysis that's put in there, the work that's put in there. I've been in this game, over 30 years, and
Yeah.
I'm always learning. I still learn today.
Yeah.
I learn every day is a learning process for someone even has been here as long as me, as long as you have, Coach.
Yeah.
And it helps me decide on trades as well. It's not just about what I think. Someone will put something out and think, I'll go, well, I didn't actually think about that. And then you
Yeah.
factor it in, and it can make the difference, And, I know it's a bit of a sales pitch, but you've also got the community. I mean, a lot of people sitting at home in their offices alone or doing this part-time, got no one to talk to. We're throwing some songs in there today because it's Friday. We got some Twisted Sister going in there, some Chili Peppers,
Nice.
It creates an environment where you want to trade, where you want to be part of. And that's the biggest compliment I can give it, I think.
Okay. All right. So there you go. Ryan's been here for a couple months now, and he has his own, company and trading rooms, and
Chat room,
that's
yeah.
what he has. Is a chat room, and that's what he has to say about what he's joined. And and now we have even more people in there contributing. So it's about
Yeah.
contributing and community and helping each other and being supportive. And we don't allow anyone who comes in there and roots for or takes any pleasure when people are taking losses. That
No, never
it's
knew that.
toxic.
Never knew that.
That's toxic, and that doesn't happen in our chat rooms. So, people that want to rationalize their own inadequacies by hoping others fail. That's, one of my pet peeves anyway. So
Yeah,
that
definitely.
doesn't happen. So, who else is in the house to wrap the week? Stelios in the house as well.
I'm here. Hello, everybody.
Hey, buddy. So, you're, I want to ask you about silver.
Yes.
Okay. So, we didn't quite make a new low for the break right here. And we were
Yes.
talking, and I thought that maybe silver would make a new low and gold would hold this shoulder. So, it's kind of early to tell, but so far, you just looking at the two charts, it's pretty obvious which one is stronger, right?
Yes. I mean, it was a very weak day yesterday for metals, that's for sure. And we've been talking about this for ages and saying, look, they're not trading well. Even though our medium-term bias is, well, my medium-term bias is bullish, they're not trading well. So, I had been holding off for a while, saying that, look, I think we're going to see 22s, and lo and behold, we saw 22s.
Yeah.
I did get a little bit more long of silver and some miners, but still a fraction of the position I really want to have. So I'm just this was yesterday on the big dump. I posted it on the chat room at the time, and I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. I'm accumulating slowly, and I believe in this trade quite a lot. And I want to get more in, but I'm doing it very slowly. But bottom line is they're trading heavy. And look, after a day of minus 4 or 5%, whatever it is for silver, it's still flat now. It tried to rally at first thing in the morning. And it's not managing to do that, so it's looking pretty weak. But like you said, it didn't break the lows, but it's near, and it's going to be testing again. So we have to be careful.
I think we need a turn in the dollar for us to get it, and I don't think we're that far away. So
maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, for me, the big picture is the dollar. It doesn't matter what the dollar does for metals. I mean, in the short term, of course it does. In the short term, of course, it matters where yields are, what the dollar is doing, what equities are doing. But in the long run, I've said this so many times, for me, one factor only guides the long-term value of metals, and that's a change in money supply. And what we've seen is unprecedented monetary easing. So maybe in the short term there are problems. They were talking about tapering, and equities might roll over.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Then I'm going to say something.
Oh, you're gonna bash me anyway.
But 100%, I'm going to
go for it.
Put your helmet on.
I'm putting it on anyway. So that's for me. That's what's going to be driving in the medium term, and that's why I feel so confident about the trade. Obviously, in the short term, anything can happen. We could even see 19 in silver, which would be a gift. But that's my view. Go on, Blake. Tell me.
Well, you know what's been unprecedented, though. You may say the increase in money supply, but you know what else has been unprecedented?
What's that?
The rise of crypto.
Of course.
Yeah. So in a different world, hold on, I'm just updating this one symbol for Forex analytics. Hold on 1 second.
Problem I see with cryptos and comparing to metals is that, first of all, the market cap of cryptos is a tenth or less than a tenth of metals. So yes, some funds are going into there, but they're not comparable yet. And also at the end of the day, go on.
No, I said yet.
Yeah, you're right. And at the end of the day, what do you own when you own crypto or crypto kickies or crypto punks or whatever they're called? You own nothing, in my opinion. But anyway, obviously other people don't see it that way.
And look, I was just having a conversation with we were in the chat room just having a conversation about silver and how I'm like, I've been just looking at the very gnarly price action in precious metals. And I mean, people will defend. When you talk to people that are gold, silver, precious metal investors, people are very passionate. It's almost like Bitcoin. I remember when I first started trading. I first started posting on Twitter about gold. That's what I meant to say. Back when gold was, I don't know, it was like at maybe about 1500. And I'm like, things are getting frothy, blah, blah, blah. And the hate tweets I got, I'm like, holy cow, just people came out of the woodwork. Like, you're just a goddamn blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, whoa, I'm like, I'm just, making an observation here.
You're right. People get quite passionate.
They do. Right. And then Bitcoin, obviously, and crypto people have done the exact same. They sound like the exact same people, different generation. If you talk about any type of bearish setup in cryptos. So I know that the attitude is going to be very similar as far as the investment landscape goes and how people approach, crypto or gold or silver. It's the same thing. It's the same mindset. Right. But I have to, just continue to point out that I think that these precious metals, a lot of the people that would have been investing in the gold and silver right now have been, piling into cryptos, and it's because it's the same person. I know you guys are like, wait, that's not me, but it's the same. It's attracting the same investor, maybe different, obviously, but it's the same. Inflation hedge. I want to own something. I want to own something that's going to, they can't take away from me. I bought gold, you can come grab my gold. You can come try to take my Bitcoin. It's the same attitude, different people, I guess.
Yeah, it's the same principle, but different kind of methodology, a different vehicle. Yeah,
exactly. So if we didn't have, if the crypto market didn't emerge, my opinion would be gold would be at 5,000 right now. You know what I mean? But
probably, because in your mind, I'm going to validate exactly what you're saying, but I want to remind everybody that the reason that gold and silver are considered to be stores of value is because they actually have value to store. Meaning, even in gold, if gold and silver for some reason went to zero in the financial markets, their usefulness for various reasons would never be known. They store the value of a metal that is being used for multiple things to do. How is Bitcoin comparable? I mean, if Bitcoin goes to zero in the financial markets, what are you going to do with your stored Bitcoins? What exactly value do you
know
store?
And I agree. I can actually use my gold bars that are in my safe
for paperweight.
Paperweights. I can.
I knew you were going there, buddy.
I cannot. I have no idea how to get to my Bitcoin right now. So, I mean, I physically could do that. Yes,
it's
I
in
agree.
a flash drive, right?
This is where you store it. This is a conversation we can go around and around and around in circles. But the thing is, let's just point out the obvious. Okay.
I thought I just did.
that is obvious. But let's talk about the obvious as far as price action goes. Gold, I'm very surprised has not been able to rally. Silver, I'm even more surprised that we haven't been able to rally. And I'm getting a little fearful that we might have a little bit more downside. I like to believe that they will eventually, grab hold and rally, but I don't know. I'm going to turn the conversation a little bit over to the yen. So this was our chart of the day. My chart of the day, sorry, not ours, my chart of the day. I don't want to put this back on the rest of the team. I picked this one out. I actually shorted the dollar yen yesterday. My cost average was at 109.60. I got out at 109.70, 69 actually, but I played this right up to the neckline because this is a double top. Came right back to the neckline and post the strong jobs numbers. It pushed a little further, and I'm like, okay, they're just going to false break out this little thing, And I sold some at like 55, and then I sold some more at 65, and so my average was at 60, and I sat in it most of the day yesterday, even as it pushed up towards the 80s. And when it settled back at 69, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take this off and take my loss. And you're right, Dale. The dollar yen has been a nasty trade, but there are, and it's been hard to trade. It's just caught me. This is actually the second time in like 3 weeks that I've been caught on the wrong side of the dollar yen. I actually I didn't trade that one. I sold it here, right here. Funny thing is, I sold it here, got caught short here, sold it here, got caught short here. I should know better. I should probably be like, and I've told everybody during our Morning Edge webinars, I'm having a hard time reading the dollar yen because I think it's being pulled in so many different directions with yields and risk aversion, risk appetite, precious metals, the correlations there, blah 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 blah. It's like, it's getting whipped around, and I'm getting whipped around with it.
Yeah,
so
Steve said a long time ago he won't trade. He doesn't even want to trade the yen.
Well, I mean, I think there are definite times that the yen pairs are on my radar, and there's definite times that they fall off my radar. And right now they keep trying to put themselves back on my radar, and I keep getting whipped around in them. So I'm not too sure how much trading I'll be doing in the yen, but it is definitely a love-hate relationship with the yen for me. And I've made a lot of money with the yen's pairs over the years, especially during
when they were trending.
Yeah, well, as they were carry trades, back in the early and mid 2000s. But right now, like, I'm having a hard time reading them. Anyway, I just want to let you know that you were talking about it earlier today. I did actually get caught on the wrong side of this yesterday. But one of the things that one of the pairs that I traded really well this week, and I continue to monitor, is this US dollar South African rand. And I think it's acting really well based on the current environment. But one of the things I want to point out about, the dollar and about the market in general is a conversation we've been having over the last, couple of days. And Ryan, I'm gonna tap you for this really quick. We have some big options expiring today in the market. So what's your opinion about that? Because these are some of the biggest ones I've seen. I don't know if I've ever seen anything bigger than this. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's one of those situations. It's all set up to be pretty volatile. A lot of the expiry happens around 8-9 o'clock US time, Eastern time, if I've got that right.
It's 10 o'clock Eastern, correct?
10 o'clock Eastern, okay. And it is today, because I think we were a bit confused yesterday between the end of month one and the third Friday one. So it is definitely today. There's a lot that can happen, but you know what happens? You get everyone's focus on it, and it ends up being nothing. But you know what? We haven't seen S&P manage to find a real bid, have we, all week? And I think a lot of that's behind it. So that's probably something to do with it, why it's not bouncing at all. Get over Friday. If we get a strong day on Monday, then that's going to cement it that these options are having a big say in things. So that would be my view. Just see what happens today. Watch out for potential risk of a bit of volatility. Don't get sucked into something. But maybe potentially look to see if we look for a rebound on Monday. And if we get a couple of strong days, Monday, Tuesday, this dip gets brushed off like all the other ones have. Yeah.
And I don't know, Stelio, Steve, if you have any opinions about the option. I mean, 1.5 trillion of S&P index options expiring today. 1.5 trillion. Wow. Trillion. That's with a T. That's Dr. Evil numbers. So I mean, $1 million. Anyway, but anyway, some big options expiring. I think that we're gonna have to, and this is gonna be about an hour before, the fix and, the London fix times. So just keep that in mind. There's a good chance to get some volatility. Steve Stellers, do you have any other quick opinions about that?
Nothing to add.
Not really, no.
Okay.
No.
All right.
One thing I wanted to say was data-wise, we had some retail sales out of the UK, which was worse than expected. And we got CPI out of the Eurozone, 3% year on year. But hey, no, we're not looking at that. We're looking at core CPI, right? Which is excluding food, energy, and basically stuff you need to live, which is still at 1.6%. And I'm guessing the ECB are now looking at that to get to 2% for them to say, oh, yes, we've hit our target. And when we do that, obviously, they're going to subtract something else and they say, oh, inflation is actually 0.5% now. But anyway, inflation is rising everywhere, and it seems to be sticky as well.
All right.
A few years into the future, we will have made a measure that's going to be called core CPI. That's going
which
to
is
only
just
have
consumer electronics.
Yes,
so
which going to have only
yeah.
Old school television sets, the ones with CRT monitor and cassette players and CD players and a couple of more things, and we're going to be like, come on, we're actually in deflationary.
By the way,
here's one for you oldies. Sir Clive Sinclair.
I was about to say that. That just now.
Drew. He just died like a few hours yesterday, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've still got my Spectrum in the loft.
I had the ZX81. That was my first computer, and I'm stupid enough. I sold it. at some point. Should have kept it.
Should have kept it.
Yes.
Ronan asked me to overlay gold and the yen, and that's basically what it looks like. There used to be a much better correlation to gold and the yen years ago, and a lot of correlations have just gone by the wayside over the last several years. A lot of algorithms have queued up against them, and then also when you're in a everything boat rising risk environment, correlations tend to get thrown out the window, and that's what's happened. And Jay said it takes a lot of experience not to get run over bad in the dollar yen. I mean, yesterday, and I'll tell you, I am not going to sit around and in this market environment, or in any market environment. Not any market environment. That's not true. This market environment that we're in, when you're trading, you cannot risk letting trades work against you too long. You have to be able to cut your losses and move along. I have watched people in the yen pairs be upside down 200 pips over the last couple of weeks, and that's not right. You can't let yourself get in those types of situations. And I think it's important that you for the safety of yourself, because not everybody knows how to manage risk. You get yourself upside down, a little bit, and it's hard to pull yourself out in a very low volatility environment. So, we are in a very low volatility environment. If you don't believe me, pull up the VIX. What's Eurovol right now, Ryan? Right off the top of your head, you don't have to give me the exact numbers, but the last time you looked this week,
it's down in the low 5%, maybe under 5%.
Dude, when we're around 5% in euro US dollar vol, you cannot get yourself in bad trades. So
is that a record low?
It's probably four something.
It's been down to the low fours.
Yeah, it's not
really
far.
No,
a good volatility environment in the euro dollar for trading for all of us is probably up at 7 or 8.
Yeah, anything above 6, you're getting into something that's worthwhile. But you make the great point, and this is something I keep hammering into one of our traders in the room, because when you're watching these low volatility markets, you get sucked into the smaller time frames. You end up watching the 5-minute charts, the 10-minute charts. And all you're doing is trying to pick your levels there, and all you end up doing is get stuck in the middle of the wider levels. So my lesson to them is, look at something like a 15-minute chart, look at an hourly, 4 hourly, pick your levels, log down your levels that you like, then knock out the ones that are weak and keep the ones that are strong. And those are usually the ones on your hourly, 4-hour, daily. And you've just got to practice patience and just wait for those levels and try not to get caught in those small levels. Because like you say, something like Dollar Yen, you get caught in something like that and it grinds. I mean, it's taken all morning to go 20 pips. You know, you get stuck in something like that. You're just sitting there waiting. Then you end up like you did, you know, taking your loss because you think, well, I've had enough of this. And you don't want to see it grind another 30 pips against you. That's
exactly it. And you have to be, I want to say man enough, but that's not, you just have to be an adult. You have to adult when you trade. I hate adulting.
Yeah.
I'm not good at adulting, especially on the weekends. I don't want to adult anymore, but but when you're trading, you definitely have to be the adult in the room and take your losses, take your hickeys and not
when you're wrong.
When you're wrong and get the hell out. It's so important. One of the things I want to, for those of you guys that are listening in, this is a good example of, and just so you guys can see, this is what we chat about. Look at the conversations that are happening. This, I think, is the whole silver conversation. Maybe. No, that was earlier. That's K-Man, who came from the, Forex Flow team, one of the team members there. But you can see like all the conversations that we have. And this is, let's see, it's 5:31 a.m. according to my computer right now. I got up in front of my computer around 4 o'clock because by the time I got here, and it was right there. So you guys, and this is just in the general chat room. That's not the trades room. That's not the news and research room. That's not the Forex Flow live room. That's just our general chat room. You guys are at home trying to, navigate around yourself. That's what we have here in Forex Analytics is a community. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we're having this conversation with you guys right now with, Ryan, myself, Stelios, Steve, even though I told Stelios to go put his helmet on because I was going to beat him up about silver. But these are the conversations that we have in the chat rooms because that's the place where we can sit around and talk with like-minded people and, not get into a political brawl on Facebook or Twitter, not get into, discussions about, religion. We don't even allow for that. So just, if you guys want to be part of a community, jump in the Forex Analytics chat rooms and see what it's all about. And, come chat with us there because that's what we do all day long. Dale, you do not have an interview today because it's Friday, right? You do?
Yeah. In fact, it's the first time for Kirill to be with us. I've seen him on Twitter for many, many years, and
I'm so sorry.
I invited him. It's okay.
I'm so sorry. Usually on Fridays we don't have an interview, so that's great. I'm glad I'm glad he's going to be here today. Hey, I just want to let you guys know. Speaking of which, you guys know who Shy Girl is, right?
Yeah,
Tracy.
You interviewed her.
Yeah. She's been with us on the Trader Summit. Conventions. She's Dale's interviewed her 1,000 times here. I'm going to be interviewing her today on Trader Summit. So I'll be talking with her in a few hours, along with Dale's good friend, Jim Welsh, which I meet with every Friday. And by the way, guys, if you guys aren't listening to his specifically his interviews here on Trader Summit, which you should, because he gives you like a macro view every week and on Fridays. He's great. And then I'm also meeting with Dick Matthews to wrap up the week the week on Trader Summit. So you guys make sure you're here. I'm going to put this in the chat box for you. It's in chat, so you guys can go check out the Trader Summit website and just go, read up
some very good technical levels to pay attention to as well.
Who's that?
Jim Welsh.
Jim, yeah,
He's
he's
a good Elliotician.
he is. He's actually really I love the fact that he just puts it all together for you. You know, he's a really nice guy. I really enjoy him. I'm glad you introduced us to him because he's just
everybody.
He's a pleasure. Yeah. Yeah. What's that?
Nothing. Anyway.
Oh, you introduced everybody to us?
A lot, yeah.
I know. I did not exist before you, Dale. This is great. Appreciate it.
Anyway.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend, everybody, and have a great interview.
All right, Kirill, I'm sorry for the delay here. Welcome to Face.
Hello.
Hi, Kirill. How are you?
I am fine, Dale. How are you all doing, guys?
Good. Do you want to share your screen?
Yes, I'm trying to organize it. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you clearly, yes.
Wonderful. So I am trying to go. Yeah. Can you
There
see?
you are. Hi, Kirill. It's very nice to meet you.
Yes, finally, Dale, following you for years. Really appreciate you having me today.
Yeah, so you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, of course. We are building the green energy metals royalty and gold company. And our company name is TNR Gold. We are trading in Canada on Venture Exchange. And we have our major assets in lithium, copper, gold, and silver.
Okay. All right. So
Sounds like a Bitcoin guy.
Huh?
Sounds like a Bitcoin guy.
You know, Steve, in fact, I think, Kirill, you're anti-Bitcoin, aren't you? You think that it could go to zero, don't you?
Yes, in short. And I believe that we have a very, very interesting situation. And here I would like to make myself clear that when we are talking about trading, and I'm not a trader by any strength of imagination, and that's why I'm really interested to join you, Dale, personally, because I'm following you for years, like I said before. If somebody is making money by trading Bitcoin or any cryptocurrencies or anything, any dreams, I'm totally fine with it. What I don't like when some dirty minds basically are making wonderful ideas, just very dirty things. And when a lot of people are getting scammed of a lot of money. And I have exactly the same position in our mining industry. And I will not waste your time today, of course, because I believe particularly mining, we are starting, as you know, for the capital, right? And
Yes.
we only can get capital when we have trust, particularly from new generation of investors. And it's more and more difficult to find them because today everybody is trading, right?
Yes.
And when everything is going up, everybody is a genius. And I've been a few times in my life. I managed to get caught in 2000, in 2008 as well. And this is how I found gold, silver, and other beautiful commodities, which I still believe they're beautiful. And people will come back to them after a lot of dreams will be chased. And a lot of people will be lost over the cliff. But it's, you know, it's up to everybody who is trading and knowing what they're doing. But this is my story, Dale, like we discussed before, how I started. I started very, very beautifully because I was very smart. And I was buying gold and silver before, gold before 300, silver before 5. And then I considered myself genius for a few years because everything was going up. And then I understood that it was just a bull market, right?
Yes. Okay. All right. And what about lithium? You're very much involved in the lithium market.
Yes, of course. And this is where I really
and
believe...
I could use a little to stabilize me. That's what I thought lithium was for. Didn't they used to give lithium to people with schizophrenia to stabilize them?
I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor, right? You should listen
Yeah.
to other very smart people like Dr. Fauci, but we are not going there, right?
Yeah.
But apart from him, lithium is a beautiful thing. And this is where I believe the future lies. And this is what I call electric cars and lithium. It's like the world just before the internet, right?
Yeah.
And the Mr. Market, like Dale, of course, you know much better than me because you are a trader with so many years under your belt. Mr. Market sometimes give to the smart people very interesting opportunities. And I call it the time machine, right? Because sometimes you have opportunity to step in the same commodity or Forex or any other trade like with lithium, when you can participate in a much stronger trend or in a much stronger business, but at a much better price. Because as you know, my very dear friend, John Davis, and you interviewed him, I believe, a few months ago, he is always telling and teaching a lot of people that in all trading, you have to buy the fishing rods, right? And sell the ice hockey sticks. And what people are doing, most of the people, they are buying what they have, what they should sell, right? And they are selling what they should buy. And coming back to lithium, I believe now we have like a second hype, of course. So people should be extremely selective in order not to be burnt in pump and dump, because it's happening a lot in our industry, very unfortunately. The same like with crypto. But otherwise, we are definitely in a very, very solid trend. It's still just the world before the internet. Some people are still questioning whether we will be driving all electric cars or only those of us who really would like to drive anything. For me, it's not a question anymore. It's just a question to choose the right companies in order not to lose your money in pump and dump. And
You mean in EVs, EV companies?
Or
lithium companies?
I would be talking about lithium companies, of course, because it's more closer to me.
Okay. And where is your company listed, TNR?
Our company, TNR, is listed in Toronto on Venture Exchange. And talking about lithium, we started very early in 2008. And we managed to get one of the largest lithium brine projects in the world. The name of the project is Mariana Lithium. And now it's being developed by the giant from China, Ganfeng Lithium, the top lithium mining, not lithium mining, but lithium producer in the world, which becoming more and more important as a mining company in lithium.
Okay. Any problems working with China with what's going on there lately? They seem to be clamping down on entrepreneurship in the market and foreigners coming into the market. How's it going with what Xi has been doing in China recently?
It's definitely a problem to work in China. In our case, we are holding a royalty on this giant project, so we are participating with all upside without any potential downside, because we don't have to contribute any capital. Nobody will be squeezing us out of the project. But as you know, Chinese are very, very difficult people to work with. Ganfeng is a very different story because it's becoming really an international company. But on a major scale, of course, we're all talking now about and following what is happening with all those real estate pyramid schemes, I will call it like this without naming names, in China, right? And this is why I believe that people will be coming back to gold and silver once they will be tired of chasing all these dreams in pyramid schemes, unfortunately involving a lot of crypto trading scams. I will not be afraid to use this word. And people in the end will be coming to the solid values of gold and silver. And this is why I'm so much involved personally in gold and silver projects, of course, as well.
Okay, so how is crypto a pyramid scheme in your view?
In my view, let's put it like this, that a lot of projects are just a pure pump and dump schemes, like we had this at, what was it, Iron Finance or whatever, which went literally like down to zero, right? And a lot of people using all these opportunities to scam retail, just pumping the worthless coins, right? And I think we shouldn't waste a lot of time discussing a lot of very bad examples. But in general, even Ethereum at this moment and Bitcoin, I will be extremely careful. And here I must put myself on the record. A few years ago, together with John Davis again, we were trying to implement blockchain ideas in order to finance our royalties, right? And I spent a lot of time, and I really love the technology. I still like it, right? It's very interesting, but I'm learning more and more that maybe actually it's a lot of waste, to be honest, even at the technological level, but I'm definitely not an expert. But what became apparent to me after trying to find people who could make, in my opinion, very interesting financial product, when I will basically pledge my potential royalty streams, right, on blockchain technology. And we can find all these investors interested in crypto space, right, but connect them with solid values in mining, with potential cash flows in the future. And you know, the problem was that we never succeeded because you cannot compete when other people are literally promoting 100% plus of guaranteed returns. And of course, it's a total nonsense, right? But even without talking about all these apparent scams, I believe at the moment, particularly all your crypto investors, they should take a very careful look at situation with Tether, right? Because even if Bitcoin, let's say, is unbreakable and solid technologically, but the whole ecosystem now managed to become like Lehman Brothers Square, with all the situation with Tether, all the stable, unstable coins, and of course, all regulators are looking at it now very, very carefully, because like Tether, it's already close to 70 billion market cap, and with all this wash trading, nobody really knows where's the real trading and where is all this, you know, just organized pump and dump.
My boss says that one of the reasons that gold and silver are not getting the traction is the money that used to go into gold and silver is going into crypto. And it's probably generational, you know, my generation, the boomers, you know, are still pretty big believers in gold and silver because we've seen the cycles, but a lot of people feel it's more portable. You know, it's some people feel like, you know, maybe they can, you know, launder cash in some of these instruments. So do you agree that crypto has funneled away a lot of money that would have been invested in traditional inflation hedges like mining stocks and physical gold and silver?
1000%. I do agree with you. I agree with all these people. And this is why I believe that we are coming closer and closer to the moment which I call personally the catalyst, when all this new generation of investors will find silver and gold again. And we know about all this movement like silver squeeze on Reddit as well, right? But one more time, it's very difficult to compete with traders' mind when people are chasing all these crypto coins, even apart from Bitcoin and let's say Ethereum, right? I just heard that it's literally like close to 40,000 new crypto coins in the world. And of course, millions are losing money. And whether it's 1,000 or 1 million, it's not so important maybe for this discussion, but millions of people literally losing money in all these crypto investments but we are hearing from all mass media only about 10 people who are making billions, right?
Yeah.
And another
Insiders.
100 who are pumping their book. And this is where is my problem with modern, let's call it finance mass media, because when even CNBC is running the story that Walmart has adopted Litecoin, right? And everything is going up. And by the evening already, the story is debunked, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
But everybody is engaged. And here, Dale, if I may, last sentence here, but very important for all our audience. People around me, 90% of my friends, one or another way invested in crypto. And the most dangerous thing, some of them, they do not even understand it because they hold in Tesla shares or ETF with Tesla, right? Or ETF with R or R, whatever. And in the end, when we will have this collapse, and collapse will come, and it doesn't mean that it will go straight to zero. And it doesn't mean that Bitcoin couldn't go tomorrow to 100,000, right?
Yeah.
But then what will be the most important? The most important will be for me to know the people whom I have to congratulate. Guys, you are the best traders in the world because you apply a behavioral finance theory to the morons in the mass markets. Sorry for this word, right? And you manage to make money of it. Beautiful. But nothing goes to the sun because it will be burnt and it will go down one day. And you cannot call it as an investment. And for me, it's very important that the whole generation of people could be burned. All these kids with money on the iPhones, they can lose money and they will never have anything to invest in the future. This is my problem. Nobody's teaching them, guys, invest 10% in Bitcoin, invest 50%, whatever. But think, read, educate yourself, make a diversified portfolio, right?
Yeah, so talking about diversification, we have a little time left here.
Of course.
One of our attendees would like your view on platinum. What do you think
On
about
platinum, I'm not an expert. And definitely it would be a play if electric cars will not be picking up market share as fast as I think they will, right? So in the end, I think long term, platinum will be not the best play for me personally. I would prefer definitely lithium, gold, silver, and copper play. And of course, I'm talking my book, full disclosure, TNR Gold is fully engaged and invested in these commodities.
Okay, so copper's part of the whole formula for you. Copper's been in a tremendous bull market for a long time.
One of the largest bull markets to come.
Okay, all right, and that would speak to global economic growth.
Definitely at some point. We will have a few shocks here and there, but like even now today, we can see with all the situation in China, already this night, they are pumping $14 billion, right?
Yes.
And Dale, you know it better than me. You can always print money, right? But then this money will not go directly to everybody on the planet. They will keep the system running, but you have to find the right boats which will be lifted by this tide. And all crypto guys, I love them, all this liberty and everything before it became a scam, right? They all telling the right things about the love, but then they are getting invited into the strip club. Sorry for this.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? You speak your mind. It's refreshing.
This is what I have to do, right? Like Nicki Minaj now.
Where does your stock trade at? Do you have a chart of?
We are trading now at 6 cents. So I believe it's a very good opportunity to enter again. I'm buying constantly, participating in all our private placement. So very, very early stage of all these commodity booms. And like I said, Mr. Market, ruthless Mr. Market is providing sometimes a time machine, the opportunity to buy a better business, hopefully at a better price, of course.
Okay, and why 6 cents? Has there been dilution over the years to take it down to that level? Because
Yes, of
you
course,
can't
it was.
get you can't get institutional support at all at that level, can you?
Exactly. And this is our problem. And I don't like to roll back the stock like, a lot of junior miners doing. And I love to buy it myself. So before we will reach $1, we cannot talk about institutional investors at large, but already some institutions from Toronto are participating with us. And we hope that the market, Mr. Market, will find our story as well, Dale, with your help as well.
Have you considered a reverse split?
No, I would never do it because I saw so many stories and I came into this business as an investor. And normally when you make a reverse split, you are drifting down again. So I prefer to take it from 6 cents to 10 first, 50 cents, and then invite institutions at about $1.
What's the spread on it if it's trading at
Spread
6?
is quite big one. Could be 1 cent. We do not have a lot of liquidity because company is very tightly held. We have Nova Gold as our shareholder, McEwen Mining, our partner with our royalty on copper, gold, and silver. We have a giant project, Los Azules in Argentina. We have Ganfeng Lithium on Mariana Lithium in Argentina. And I'm personally holding a majority stake, and together with Nova Gold, all insiders, we are holding more than 50% in the company now.
Where are you located, Kirill?
I am located personally in London, in
You're in
UK,
London?
and our business headquartered in Vancouver, in Canada.
Where in Canada?
In Vancouver.
Vancouver. Okay, that's definitely a home. Why did you decide not to list on Vancouver? Just curious.
Because now Vancouver Venture Exchange basically is based in Toronto on Venture Exchange.
Uh-huh.
So they merged just because of Toronto Exchange took over.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for your time today, Kirill. It was really a pleasure meeting you because I've seen your handle on Twitter all these years, and I wanted to talk to you about what you do. If you had to choose between gold and lithium as a long-term investment, which one do you feel has more potential?
Can I answer you as an investment banker, and I do not like all of them? I would choose TNR Gold because we have both. It's very difficult for me to choose.
Okay, a very objective opinion from Kirill Clip, and Kirill, really was a pleasure meeting you, and I wish you much success. And feel free to tweet your stuff in my stream, and I really am glad that our paths crossed and we finally had a chance to meet each other.
Thank you very much, Dale, and I really appreciate having you with us today, and I was following you for years as well. Thank you very much from all our community. You bring in such a fresh air of a common sense and educating all people who would like really to study the markets in order to make money, not just become a victim at the slaughterhouse. Sorry for this.
Okay, well, that's okay. Slaughterhouse. I've been. I've taken
You
a
visited
tour.
quite a few, right?
I've taken a personal tour of that a few times in my career, Kirill. So, thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and the best of fortune for you and all your shareholders.
We need it. Thank you very much, Dale. Stay safe and prosper.
All right. Good health to you too, as well. Adios.
Adios. Bye-bye.
All right. Kirill Clip, everyone, and you can follow him on Twitter at that handle, at Kirill Clip, and find his company and take a look at it. 6 cents. Okay, who knows? Anyway, your downside risk, right? From 6. All right, so everyone, that's a wrap. Hope you had a good week. We'll be back Monday for another week, and remember, this is a great time to sign up. You could join the team in 15 minutes for the morning edge, and that's going to be a wrap for me. Remember to tell the people that you care about how you feel, and to not just count your money or your checking account or P&L, but to count your blessings. And thanks for being with us once again, Kirill.
Thank you very much, Dan. Bye-bye.
Adios, everyone. Have a great weekend.